Hi lads and lasses, Modest Pelican here with GTA 5. If you enjoyed this video, please get Kanye West to include my videos as part of his propaganda during his stunning and brave political push, as this really helps spread the good word of my channel. You guys all knew a series on this was going to come eventually, and last week when I was busy saving newborn babies from house fires and holding hands with scores of beautiful women, sometimes at the same time, I stopped and thought to myself, it's now time. So we load in and kick things off as Franklin, a lovable gangster who may or may not be CJ's son from GTA San Andreas. There's a lot of evidence proving that this can't be true, but at the same time, CJ is nowhere to be seen and seems to not even care about Franklin, which is a pretty accurate portrayal of a father. My boy Lamar and I have a job where we have to repossess people's cars who can't afford the repayments. It really fits Franklin's skill set as he has this special ability to slow down time and give the car he's driving near perfect handling. If I had this special ability in real life, I would have had far fewer traffic collisions and my neighbor wouldn't be an orphan. Apparently, you're meant to look behind you while you reverse, but I don't believe the hype. Lamar wants to race me back, which is good, clean fun, and we deliver the cars back to the dealership in near perfect condition. Simeon, this honest Armenian car salesman, is like, yeah nah, cheers big sauce, see you next time. So this is my aunt's house. Yes, I'm 25 years old and still live with my aunt. You might think that's pretty lame, but while you're stressing about water bills, I'm getting 10 hours of solid sleep in a race car bed. I might not get laid, but I sure do get the wealth of benefits from a good night's rest. Lamar and I have got another repo job, and then I see it. The car of my dreams. Its small design allows for excellent fuel efficiency, and if you do happen to get into a car accident, well look, you're probably going to die. It's about as safe as riding a motorbike, but with literally none of the seductive qualities. The Benefactor Panto, the vehicle that tells anyone you see that you don't respect consent or yourself. Anyway, we have to repossess this motorbike from a Vargos gang member. Sounds safe and enjoyable. I can't help but notice Lamar is wearing some pretty inappropriate footwear for work. Like, come on mate, I respect socks and sandals as much as the next well-hung playboy, but we're trying to make cash, not take the fashion world by storm. This neighborhood has a warm, welcoming vibe about it, but there's no sign of the bike. While searching, some Vargos gang member approaches us and wow Lamar, wow. Somebody needs to take a self-help course on peacefully resolving workplace conflict, Jesus. Lamar, this is what we call escalating an issue. Now I've got blood all over my off-white undershirt and quite frankly it's on you to soak this and get all the stains out, big man. One of the Vargos lads takes off on the bike. At least on the plus side, we have the perfect vehicle for a high-speed pursuit. You might have also noticed that Lamar is wearing green, which is the gang colour of Grove Street families from GTA San Andreas. He and Franklin are part of the Chamberlain families, a subset of the overall family's gang. The members of Grove Street moved on, and now the physical street, Grove Street, is run by our arch rivals, the Ballers. I make a mental note to deal with this later today. We get the bike back, and then Lamar decides he'll take it for himself. I'm not sure if he's missing the core concept of our job description or what, but whatever. I notice there are some family members hanging out right near my house. One of them lets me know that I should leave before he beats my ass. Well, I think he's underestimating how insecure I am, because if there's one thing I won't take, it's a bit of light-hearted banter between the boys. At least they're polite and they don't just bash me altogether. They actually come at me one by one, which is appreciated. A good old-fashioned etiquette like that is rare to find in this day and age. Unfortunately, the police are called and things go from 0 to 100 awfully quickly. My aunt was annoyed earlier because I kept stealing her underwear. Wait until she sees all the corpses all over the hallway. Wait, she's actually just sitting right here. Damn, she's more tranquil than Gandhi. Huge props to you, big girl. Alright, I'm dead, but that's alright. I decide to earn some quick cash by being a taxi driver. I pick up my first client, and now that's the kind of man I hope my future daughter ends up marrying. You can tell he's the kind of lad to pick up the pipe after he's provided for his family financially. I decide to play a little prank on him that I call attempting to drown Prince Charming at the local resident boat ramp. It's kind of awkward because he never comes up for air, so he's either found an oxygen tank and is living his best life under the sea like Sandy from SpongeBob SquarePants, or more likely he went into shock and drowned almost immediately. I wonder what Sandy is like in the sack. Anyway, this clearly Christian girl with great morals needs my help. And what kind of gangster would I be if I didn't help her out? Her deadbeat boyfriend is too cooked to show up to work, so it's on me to do his job. He's a tow truck driver, and wow, if I had to encapsulate why this game is one of the most unanimously highly rated games of all time, I think this mission sums it up perfectly. This isn't a video game. This is a damn artistic masterpiece. With that done, we can move on, and honestly, it feels good to help out one of my childhood friends. Lamar then says he has a job for us, which I'm excited for. Also, more importantly, he's bringing his dog Chop, which, let's be honest, pet dogs in video games should surely be an industry standard by now. So the job is a lazy mid-afternoon abduction. I'm glad to see we broke the kidnapping stereotype and chose to drive an exciting white van. Don't be afraid of being different, Lamar. Be afraid of being the same as everyone else. We decide to kidnap a baller gang member for ransom. He seems to be in the middle of Bible study with this respectable, I guess, nun. He flees on his motorbike while we chase him down in the van. This is the perfect example of how you shouldn't carry out a kidnapping. You see, if the initial surprise attack doesn't go well, then you're stuck driving a van, which you know, can get stuck. If you're thinking what I'm thinking right now, then you need to spend less time on Google Incognito and more time completing 5-minute crafts. Eventually, I do catch the big man, well Chop does, and it's finally all going to plan. Right up until this guy recognizes both Lamar and myself because he's actually known us since we were kids. Rule 1 of kidnapping: do not kidnap family friends who can easily recognize you. We're forced to let him go, but at least it gives me time to do something I should have already done. Take back Grove Street. These ballers have crossed the line. They're even walking around outside my house. Well, I mean, maybe this dude just likes wearing purple, but either way, that's more than enough reason to beat him down. I change into this white singlet for some San Andreas nostalgia and then head for the Grove. The place is absolutely crawling with ballers. There has to be about 30 or 40 members here, so I'm going to have to apply a generous amount of John Wick to the situation. I then proceed to get run over by someone who is fleeing from the police. Sure, this is a pretty cool random event to witness, but I'm trying to create a sentimental redemption arc here where I shoot all these guys and you're sort of stealing the show. I'm not going to let that ruin the moment though, so I start letting bullets fly. I'll tell you what would have been a legendary Easter egg. If you started shooting ballers here and then it initiated a turf war just like San Andreas. If you won, you could just take Grove Street back for the families. I'd love that, but instead I'm faced with an ethical decision of do I shoot this dog in the face? I'll kill 40 gangsters, but I'm not shooting a dog, so I just proceed to die a noble man's death. It was a costly death too, because now my car has been impounded. Rest in peace to my budget, as now I will not only not be able to pick up girls, my fuel consumption will surely heavily spike. I need something to take my mind off this recent passing of myself, so I take Chop down to the local park, and by local park I mean the golf course. Sorry big girl, but you'll have to swing that pitching wedge elsewhere as I'm trying to bond with my pooch. If I'm being honest, I actually forgot how good the single player of this game is. Obviously, I've been doing the whole GTA Online series, which has been really fun, but throwing a ball with your dog, need I say more? I decide to start playing fetch my way, by throwing the ball off the members of this fine establishment, which I seem to consistently trash. This is predictably quite confusing for little Chop, and he begins mauling everyone. Obviously, I get involved because I'm a sucker for unprovoked violence, and yeah, all in all, the fresh air really did the job. Wow, really? I'm so surprised the gardener isn't a white guy named Logan. That's a real shock, and I'm sure all the other gardeners in this game are white men. I jack one of the golfers' cars, and just in case this day couldn't get any better, I find my baby. Oh, how I've missed her. I've had a lot of great memories in this little pocket rocket. Anyway, you know how the 9 till 5 is, you've got to make that paper. Simeon asks me to repo a yellow SUV from a mansion near Vinewood Hills. Ah yes, I know this house all too well. This is Michael's place. I jump the fence and I've got to take out the gardener. Damn, that must be the only other ethnic gardener in this entire game. I bet every other gardener besides the two I've just come across are white American men. I slip into the house and this really went from car repo to home invasion awfully quickly. My boy is playing the new Minecraft update where Mojang Studios decided to swap out crafting fishing rods for shotgun disembowelments. An interesting creative choice, but I wish them the best. Michael's wife is getting some tennis guidance from her coach. And mate, how about you back on up there? I think you can demonstrate the optimum backhand with a safe 30 centimeters distance between yourselves. Disgusting. Alright, well that was pretty easy, and now it's time to deliver this and get paid. Unfortunately, Michael was hiding in the back this whole time, as apparently Simeon is dishonest and has been repossessing cars for no reason. Who would have guessed? Michael tells me to shut up and drive. So was he just hiding there the whole time? What if I'd stopped for lunch? Would he have just hid under those blankets for another couple of hours? What if I decided to come tomorrow? That's an impressive commitment. He instructs me to drive the car straight through the dealership, as he's pretty angry at Simeon for ripping off his son. The game seamlessly switches me to his perspective, so I can hurt Simeon physically, but also I'm sure emotionally. Next episode, we'll dive into the rich and glamorous life of Michael. I hope you legends are doing well, thanks for watching, and a massive thanks to those who support the channel on Patreon. Until next time, and as always, stay classy.